Hello students, today's class is Introduction to Neoclassical Age Drama from Unit 8. Historical background. Here, Neoclassicism starts from 1642 and, and it went till the beheading of Louis XVI in 1793. Till that, royal families were in power. People were divided into two parties, namely Whigs and Tories. Press became very powerful at that period, with people like Addison, Steele, Defoe, and Swift, etc. Before considering the nature of English comedy in the late 17th and early 18th century, it is worthwhile to have a look at the political, social, economic, culture, and other aspects of life in England during this period and their impact on the theatre. Neoclassical drama was very ordered and ideals or rules had to be followed. Plays were either all tragedy or all comedy. Tragedies, noble characters who were based on royalties. Comedies, ordinary everyday people. The play were written in five acts. All action on stage took place within the same place and day. In our literature, the word classic was probably first used in connection with the writers of Greece and Rome, and any English work which showed the influence of such writer was said to have a classical style. If we seek to the root of the word, we still find that it refers to the classis, that is, the highest of the classes into which the census divided the Roman people. Hence, the proper use of classic is designate the writing that have won first rank in any nation. As Goethe said, everything that is good in literature is classical. However, the word classic came to have a different meaning, a meaning now expressed by the word form. In the Elizabethan age, we have seen critics insisted that English plays should conform the rules or unity of Greek drama, and play written according to such rules were called classic. Again, in the 18th century, English poets took to studying ancient authors, especially Horace, to find out how poetry should be written. Having discovered, as they thought, the rule of composition, they insisted on following such rule rather than individual genius or inspiration. It is largely because of his adherence to rules. This slavery to a fashion of the time that so much of 18th century verse seemed cold and artificial. A thing made to order rather than natural expression of human feeling. The writers themselves were well satisfied with their formality, however, and called their own classic or Augustine age of English letters. Though the 18th century was dominated by the formal spirit, it had, like every other age, its classic and romantic movement. The work of Gray, Burns, and other romantic poets will be considered later. Here, we could see the characteristics of Neoclassicism and Romanticism. Neoclassicism, reaction against Rococo. Rococo is otherwise called as late Baroque, is an exceptionally ornamental and theatrical style of architecture, art, and decoration which combines asymmetry, scrolling curves, gilding, white and pastel colors, sculpted molding, and trample to create surprise and the illusion of motion and drama. It is often described as the final expression of the Baroque movement. Classical Greek and Roman style, Renaissance style looked to the past historical events, mythical, biblical scenes, dignified, heroic topic, highly polished style, music, Mozart, Beethoven, and Haydn. The characteristic of Romanticism, it is reaction against the restrictions of neoclassicism. It is emotional, imagination, idealism. It has individuality, mysterious landscapes, extreme human events, struggle of liberty, exotic cultures, and musics like Chopin, Wagner, Strauss, Brahms, Tchaikovsky. And the summary of the lesson is one of the points on which the middle classes of the 18th century were exercised was transition. The question these sections confronted was how to interpret the change that was taking place around them in the world of manners and attitudes consequent upon the economic power they had come to acquire. There is no doubt that change was desirable, but could it be pursued with vigor, which is possible only when one is sure about the positive outcome? Obviously, history could not be rolled back as the entrenched interest of the landed gentry wishes and whom the village parson in his religious wisdom tended to serve. With this information, I conclude this lesson here. Thank you.